Kavanaugh with HIVHero.org and Out Magazine. I'm here with the amazing, amazing Donna McKechnie. How are you?
Thank you. Yes, I'm great. Thanks. I'm happy to be here with you.
So happy. And just so you know, Donna is going to be performing and receiving the Broadway Hero Award at this year's Broadway and Ballet Hero Awards, October 24th. Please get your tickets at HIVHero.org. But let's talk about you. Amazing, amazing career. How did you get your start?
I came to New York as a wee lass, and I got my first Broadway show was How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Bob Fosse was the choreographer, and Gwen Verdon, you know Gwen Verdon, she was our dance captain. When I first started in How to Succeed, I realized being a dancer wasn't enough. I had to learn to act and to sing, so I took my salary, which was $161 a week, because my apartment was $75 a month, and I put it all back into voice lessons and acting lessons because I thought this is an incredible way for people artfully to tell a story with this great, I mean, Frank Lesser was there every day with us. It was his score. And yeah, so I thought I'm determined to make a life in this and not knowing how to do it except to just keep getting better and studying and working. And as you know, it's a very insecure life and a very insecure business, but you just, if you love what you do and you keep plugging at it, it'll work.
Okay, well, tell me how it was working with Bob Fosse. I'm dying to know.
The wonderful thing about, well, I was like a newbie, so I didn't know anything. I was like a little sponge taking it all in. 25 years later, when I was able to do his last production of Sweet Charity, I thought it's amazing the full circles that you can have in your life, and this was a very important one because there we were again in the same room 25 years later. Bob Fosse, the director, he was the choreographer before, now he's the director. I was the chorus girl before, now I'm the actress, and Gwen is there, still the dance captain. But one of the greatest things in my life was that she took me by the hand literally and taught me every step, every move, every nuance behind every step and move, and that was a great gift. And I must say, 25 years it seems like a short time, you know, when you're able to work with people like that. That she was the most generous person I ever met in my life, to give me part of her soul. And I know she taught a lot of people, but it was that experience alone in that room with her. Okay, so we move on. She's teaching me the whole show. And so Fosse was in the next room working on a new piece for something else. He walked in to see, you know, because he had to finesse it. And he saw me go through my paces. And then he said, "Are you going to do her version or my version?"
And Gwen Verdon. And the winner is Donna McKechnie, a chorus line.
Tell us about A Chorus Line. I mean, it's amazing that you originated that role and it's become such an iconic thing, and every single person in the theater knows that.
Wonderful. It's wonderful. It's Michael Bennett's legacy, I think, one of them. And, you know, and of course in the beginning there's been so much written about it, and there's been a movie, and it's always playing somewhere. I mean, it's been in over 30 countries and about as many languages. I'm very proud of the show, but in the beginning, we wanted to work and we wanted to dance, and Michael, being, you know, the director, choreographer, our friend and our champion, created this work because of his love of his work, his dancing career, and we didn't know what it was. Even Michael was surprised when it was so, when people started flocking to see it. I mean, once we realized that the personal stories that we were putting to music, rather, you know, with Marvin Hamlish and Ed Kleban, that these personal stories became so universal. You know, they were so, and I really thought in the beginning that it would be more like successful with the theater people, that it would be something, I didn't realize how far-reaching the metaphor was.
So I would like to ask you your advice for people that are trying to get in this business, because it's changed a lot over the years, right?
Well, yeah. I'm still asking people how to stay in this business, because it is changing. But, you have to be really prepared. I think that's the through line. No matter how things change, you have to be ready to keep making. Well, Bob Fosse said it. He said, get up every morning and ask yourself, how can I be better? Not just as a performer, but as a person. What do I need? Be able to love yourself enough to look at your flaws or maybe your shortcomings and really examine it and say, well, how can I improve? It's not just in singing or dancing or acting. It's in your life. How can I be a better person? I remember this was the last day of his life when he said this to all of us in Sweet Charity. And I just never forgot it, because I thought he's really telling us that being a person that you can that you love, that you can love yourself and become a better person, you'll become a better artist. And that's the most important thing, is to have that relationship with yourself. And so that's what I like to pass on. One of the highlights of my professional career was doing Follies with Ann Miller. And I loved Ann, and I always loved her when I used to watch her, in the movies. And so she would come off the stage every night after singing her big number, I'm Still Here, and she would always give me a barometer of the audience, how the audience was, because I would be coming on stage on the same space to do Too Many Mornings, very serious, beautiful ballad, and she would say, Donna, they're dead. Or she'd come off and I'd be going on, she'd go, they love me.
And I'm
So Donna, what do you think is the secret for longevity in this business?
I believe that you can be in it for the long haul, as they say. You can have a career in theater, in musical theater. As we all know, a dancer's life is short-lived. It can be short-lived. But a lot of dancers I know take their ability, their artistic ability, and they keep training. I think that's number one, is to keep studying and keep, because as you get older, your body changes, your chords changes. I have a new voice teacher because as you age, your muscles change. So you have to kind of stay with yourself, and you may not be able to jump as high or turn as fast, but you can still dance. I mean, I'm starting a new dance show, and I'm 70. I'll be 74 in November. I'm shocked. Okay, enough. But, I love that. I'm very proud that I've been able to maintain myself and negotiate with my body and my training so that I can keep dancing as long as I can, because I love it. And also singing, I guess what I'm talking about is just keep studying and keep improving and keep yourself fit, the obvious, eat vegetables, a little protein every day, and sleep.
Boy, I would fail. I'm failing right now. So I remember being a little kid, and people are going to be very, very surprised because I thought they were so great because they were musical numbers for a commercial, but you were the first ever Legs girl.
I guess I was.
We're going to show a little bit about that. It's amazing. Legs for Days, Donna McKechnie.
Legs are here, legs are there, legs are everywhere. Our legs fit your legs, they hug you, they hold you, they never let you go.
Legs, super stretch, stocking, and pantyhose.
Our legs fit your legs,
So long, baggy knees, and wrinkly ankles.
our legs fit your legs, get 'em at the Legs Boutique.
So Donna, not only have you done live theater, you've done dance, but you've done TV, and
Yeah, in the 80s, I did.
you have a cult following, I guess, for Dark Shadows, which everyone loves.
I didn't know, but I just heard today I do. So, yeah, they're great people, and they have reunions once a year, and now they bring their grandchildren. That's how, this was back in, well, when I was doing Company. And, in fact, when I got Dark Shadows, they had to kill me off on the show because I got into rehearsals for Company. So, yeah, and they killed me off with a landslide of all styrofoam rocks and everything, and peat moss. It was not very glamorous.
We've touched. Quentin, what'll we do?
We can get out of here.
How?
Come on!
What's that?
Never mind! Keep coming! Come on!
So we are really excited because you have 2 new shows coming up. Can you tell us about them?
Yes, I'm very excited. Well, because I'm working with Warren Carlyle, who is a wonderful director-choreographer, and it's called Carefree, and it's all the music from the RKO movie musicals, and we start Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, and we'll be traveling around a short tour in November. I'll be doing The Wild Party in London starting in February at the St. James Theatre.
So as you know, we're a site for newly diagnosed and people living with HIV, and it's not like the 80s because it's just not in the media anymore. Yet 5,000 people in America die of complications of HIV in the United States per year. So this is a big problem, don't you think? And we can get information, right?
And thank you, Mike, for what you do with HIV Hero. Go to his website. It's valuable information, and it is something that we cannot just say it's over, it's been solved, the medicine is great, there's no worry about this because it's still going on, and we can't forget. Condoms are hot.